Hi, my name is Lynette, and I would like to introduce our ethics team project presentation. As a group, we decided to pick topic number 2. Ethics influences the information that a company reveals about goods and services and the information that it holds back from the consumers that may result in damage, illness, injury, or even death. I would like to introduce our team members. As I said, my name is Lynette. The additional team members include
Hitushi,
Michael, Morgan, and Tawny. Before we get started, we would like to show you a short video from Chipotle's perspective on business ethics in the food industry. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. We'd like to get started on the remainder of our presentation. Ethics influences the information that a company reveals about goods and services and the information that it holds back from the customers, which may result in damages, illness, injury, or even death. In certain cases, a company could decide to keep this information to themselves for self-gain and benefit. In other cases, a company has decided to reveal the information, showing good business ethics. And the consumer comes first, as it should. Ethics isn't something that is controlled by law, but something one does in their company with good nature.
not all people are ethical. Some are only concerned with profit. Failure to inform the consumer can cause a minor stomachache to something as harsh as death. An article from CQ Researcher by Peter Cattell talks about how the FDA went around farms in Iowa where they found and listed all food safety hazards. A quote from Peter states, "Chicken manure located in the manure pits below the egg-laying operation were observed to be approximately 4 to 8 feet high. Government inspectors wrote in August that the outside access doors to the manure pits had been pushed out by the weight of the manure." Further into the reading, it talks about finding flies, maggots, and holes caused by rodents. This caused 1,600 people to get sick in May because the salmonella migrated from the chicken innards to the eggs. In a different case, Peter also says that in 2008, 9 people died from eating contaminated peanut butter. These are good examples of poor business ethics.
Not all decisions made by companies are made ethically. In the early 70s, Ford was trying to create a car to compete with the entry-level cars from Japan at the time. Pinto was brought from design to production in 25 months when the industry average time to production was 43 months. Cutting this time down meant that many mistakes were overlooked during the planning and production stages. The most significant turned out to be a fault in the design of the gas tank location. In trying to maximize the trunk space, they located the gas tank below the trunk and behind the rear axle. Given the fuel capacity requirement of the design, that only left about 3 inches from the rear axle and 8 inches to the rear bumper. It was later found that when the Pinto was rear-ended at speeds above 20 miles per hour, it pushed the gas tank forwards into the rear axle. This caused the bolts on the rear axle cover to puncture the gas tank, spilling gas all over the ground. With hot exhaust running back beside the tank, as well as the engine of the colliding vehicle in the collision, many Pintos caught fire when rear-ended. Ford Motor Company used a calculation called a cost-benefit analysis to justify their not recalling all of the Pintos manufactured from 71 to 76. Recalling the vehicles with this issue would have cost Ford $137 million. At the time, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration valued a human life to be worth approximately $200,000, $67,000 for a major injury, and $700 per vehicle. Gave Ford an estimated number of $49.5 million in costs if they did not do the recall. So not doing a recall gave them projected cost savings of $87.5 million. This questionable ethical decision saved the company millions of dollars. It also cost the company far more in customer loyalty in producing an unsafe car that took Ford many years to recover from.
If a farm is being run with manure 4 to 8 feet high, the fact is there is a need for change. It is expected to have things clean and orderly, especially when dealing with food because of illnesses such as salmonella. The purpose in going into business is to make profit, but it is not just about money. We have to always have safety, responsibility, and morals. It is comforting when you get to see that people are still out there trying to show that they can keep the freshness and authenticity in their products. Customers should have the ability to make decisions for themselves based on the truth and not on deception.
Business ethics have a great effect on people all over the world. Honesty is very important and should be a necessity. The lack of truth can alter that from happening tremendously. The more effort put into businesses, the more effective we can be. Ethics itself is a big part of the success of a company. That is the way to go for long-term success. The pros outweigh the cons when compared. Do what you can to be a part of the good in business ethics when given the opportunity.